Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn about Kirchhoff's circuit law. So this is our third video on DC circuit theory. There are two types of Kirchhoff's circuit law. The first one is KCL and another one is KVL. KCL states that Kirchhoff's current law, that means the total current or charge entering a junction or node is exactly equal to the charge leaving to the node. In other words, the algebraic sum of all the currents entering and leaving a node must be equal to 0. Here, the current entering through the node plus the current leaving through the node, that will be equal to 0. This idea by Kirchhoff is commonly known as the conservation of charge. Okay, let's look more deeper about this Kirchhoff's current law. Here is a circuit given. Here this point, the midpoint is node, and these are the current carrying path. So here you can see that the I1, I2, I3, these three currents are coming towards the nodes, but I4 and I5 are leaving to the node. So the direction of currents are something different. So here the current entering to a node is equal to current leaving to the node. This is what we call as the Kirchhoff's current law. So according to the Kirchhoff's current law, the algebraic sum of all the current, here if I consider if the current flowing towards the node is plus, here I am considering this direction as plus, so I1 plus, here I2 is also entering towards the node, so plus I2, here I3 also the same direction, which means the current flowing towards the node, so plus I3, but here the I4 is opposite direction, the current backward leaving to the node, so plus, the direction is opposite compared to I1 and I2 and I3, therefore it should be minus I4 plus I5 is also the same direction of I4, therefore minus I5. So that will be equal to 0. So from this, here I1 plus I2 plus I3 minus I4, here plus into minus minus, so minus I4 minus I5 equal to 0. Here I4 and I5 are minus, so therefore I am taking out from the other side of the equation. So in LHS side, I1 plus I2 plus I3. So I am taking I4 and I5 of the other side of this equation. So that will be equal to I4 plus I5. So this is what the Kirchhoff's law represents. Here currents entering the node, here these currents are entering towards the node, that is equals to current leaving the node. These are the current leaving from the nodes. Okay, let's move with this Kirchhoff's second law or the voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law or KVL states that in any closed loop network, the total voltage around the loop is equal to the sum of all the voltage drop within the same loop. In other words, the algebraic sum of all the voltage within the loop must be equal to 0. This idea by Kirchhoff is known as the conservation of energy. Okay, here let's look more deeper regarding Kirchhoff's voltage law. Here there is a closed loop path given. Here I am considering this. Here the first resistor I am considering R1. Here I am considering this resistance R2. Here I am considering this one as R3. Here I am considering this one as R4. So here the R1 interconnected between point A and B. Therefore the voltage drop across the R1 I am taking as VAB. Here R2 interconnected in between point B and C. Therefore the voltage drop between B and C VBC. VBC. So here VCD. Here I am considering as VAD. So the Kirchhoff's voltage law represents the sum of all the voltage drop around the loop. Okay, let's consider the sum of all the voltage drops across the loop is equal to 0. Here VAB plus VBC plus this one VCD finally the voltage drop in between D and A is VAD or VDC. Here I am taking as VDA. That is equal to 0. So this is what the KVL represent. Common DC circuit theory terms. So here are some terms which we are normally using in DC circuit theory. The first one is circuit. Circuit is nothing but it is a closed loop conducting path in which an electrical current flows. So wherever the electrical current flows, we can consider that path as the circuit. But it should be closed loop path. If it is the open circuit, then we cannot consider as the circuit. The second one is path. Path means a single line of connecting elements or source. Here, for example, we can take so many current paths in this circuit. So here we can consider this one as one path, this one as second path, or this one as third path. There are so many paths we can take in a single circuit. Then node. Node is a junction or connecting or terminal within a circuit where two or more circuit elements are connected or joined together, giving a connection point between two or more branches. A node is indicated by node. Here this is the node. Here we have indicated by a dot. So this one is also a node. Here the R2, the resistance R2 interconnected in between R1 and R3. So here we are interconnecting another elements. So we have to consider this point as node. Here also the resistance R4 interconnected in between R3 and R5. So here also there is another node. Here also we can consider as node. So this point can also consider as node. Then branch. Branch is a single or group of components such as resistors or a source which are connected between two nodes. So in between two nodes there are branches. So this node, this nodes. So there are two branches interconnected in between these two nodes. So here also in between these two nodes, here there are so many elements interconnected. So these are the branches. Then loop. A loop is a simple closed loop path in a circuit. Here there are 4 types of loop we can consider in this same circuit. Here this one is a closed loop path, so we can take as one loop. Here also this path is a closed loop path, so here also we can take as a second loop. This one is third loop, so total outer part we can also consider as the closed loop path. So this one is also we can take as the fourth loop. Then mesh. A mesh is a single closed loop series path that doesn't contain any other paths. There are no loop inside a mesh. Kirchhoff's circuit law, example number 1. So for this circuit we need to find out the current I1, I2 and I3. So the first initial step we need to do is we need to take some equations. So that first I am writing KCL. So as I explained previously, to apply the KCL, the first thing we have to do is we need to select node. Therefore here I am considering the node A. Here there are two nodes, node A and node B. We need to select only one node. So here I am considering the node A. Here for the node A, I1 is coming towards the node A, I2 also coming towards the node A, but I3 is going away from the node A. So for the KCL state that the current coming towards the node will be equal to current going back to the node. So here I1 and I2 are coming towards the node, therefore I1 plus I2. So the current coming towards the node will be equal to the current going away from the node. So the I3 is going away from the node, therefore I1 and I2, the sum of I1 and I2 will be equal to I3. So this is the first equation I have taken. Then I am using KVL. So here I am using both circuits law. Here as I previously said, there are two types of circuits law. The first one is KCL and second one is KVL. Here now we are using the KVL. For the KVL we need to consider the loops. Here there are two loops already mentioned, loop 1, loop 2 and loop 3, and the direction also we have mentioned on this picture. So first I am considering loop A. Loop A is clockwise direction. So for that, here there is only voltage source here. Here there is only one battery. 10 voltage source is connected as the same direction of the loop direction. Therefore that will become plus. So plus 10 voltage, and there is no any other voltage sources. So 10 voltage equal to, then we need to consider each resistors and current I into R. Here for the resistance R1, the resistivity value of R1 is 10 ohm, and the current coming towards the current flowing towards the resistance R1 is I1. So I1 into R1 is 10 ohm. Then let's consider about the resistance R3. The resistivity value is 40 ohm. The current is I3. So the current flowing through the same direction of my loop direction. Therefore we need to put plus I3 into 40 ohm. I3 into 40 ohm. So this is the equation number 2. Then I am considering the loop 2. Loop 2, here they are considering anti-clockwise direction. So for the loop 2, there is also only one voltage source, 20 voltage battery connected, and the 20 voltage battery is connected as the same direction of my loop direction. So we need to put 20 voltage, that will be equal to 20 voltage, that will be equal to, there is no any other voltage source. So here then we need to consider about the resistance and the current. Here there are two resistance in our loop 2, R2 and R3. I2 into R2 is my same direction of my loop direction. So I2 flowing through the same direction of my loop direction, therefore that will become plus I2 into 20 ohm plus, here I3 is also I3 is also flowing through same direction of my loop direction. So I3 into resistivity value is 40 ohm. So this is equation number 3. We can take another equation. So we can use loop 3. Loop 3 they are considering as the same direction of the clockwise direction. So here for the loop direction, here the loop 3 is starting from here and coming here, then end up with the same where it started. So in the loop 3 there are two voltage sources, V1 and V2 are connected, but the directions are opposite. Here if the voltage source connected in the loop direction, we need to consider as plus. If not, we need to take as minus. Here 10 voltage is connected as in the same direction of my loop direction. So we need to take as plus 10 voltage. But 20 voltage is connected in the opposite direction of my loop direction. So minus 20 voltage. And there is no any other voltage sources, so that will be equal to what are the resistance connected here, R1 and R2 only. So we need to consider only R1 and R2. Here for the R1, current flowing through the same direction of my loop direction, so plus I1 into 10 ohm, I1 into 10 ohm. Here I2 is flowing opposite direction of my loop direction. So this is my loop direction, this is the direction of I2. So they are opposite direction. So we should place the minus I2 into resistivity value is 20 ohm. So this is my equation number 4. So here we have taken 4 equations. Then we have to simultaneous equation that can be reduced to gives us the values of I1 and I2. So we have to solve these 4 equations and finally we can get the I1 and I2. Here I1 will be equal to minus 0.143 ampere, 0.143 ampere. I2 is equal to, I2 will be equal to 0.429 ampere. 0.429 ampere. Then I3 will be here, I3 will be addition of I1 and I2. So that will be equal to 0.286 ampere. 0.286 ampere. So here one thing you can notice, here the I1 is minus, which means here I have taken this direction. So in this direction, here we got the minus result. Therefore the reality is I1 is going opposite direction of our direction which we have taken. So here I1 will be flow the direction, this direction. I1 will be flow in opposite direction. Thank you for watching our videos.